After putting in a multi-month high of 44 basis points on May 6th, the 2-year versus 10-year Treasury yield spread has collapsed to a current level near 10 basis points. Now, the biggest part of this move came after the alarming June 10th 8.6 print of the CPI report that changed the market's thinking. After that number, the market believed that the Fed may be left with no choice but to rapidly raise short-term interest rates in order to slow demand, even if that meant that it would bring us close to or possibly into the next recession. Now, to be fair, in recent days, there's been some belief that the red-hot demand that coincided with the end of the pandemic has begun to slow a bit, and at the same time, some signs point to the supply chain beginning to heal. These encouraging developments appear to be the force that's keeping the yield curve in modestly positive territory. The next reading on inflation is still 2 weeks away with the July 13th much-anticipated CPI report. Now, if a trader believes that the Fed may achieve its soft landing and that the yield curve could steepen from here, they could express that by buying the July micro 10-year Treasury yield futures contract at 3.25 and selling the CME July micro 2-year Treasury yield futures contract at 3.15. This represents buying the 2-year versus 10-year spread at 10 basis points. A target for this trade could be placed above at the early May level of 44, and a stop could be placed at negative 10. This trade could make $340 if your target is reached and risks $200 if you're stopped out of your level. Now, if a trader believes that the yield curve will soon invert, they could sell that CME July micro 10-year Treasury yield futures contract at 3.25 and buy the July micro 2-year Treasury yield futures contract at 3.15. This represents selling that spread at 10 basis points. A target for this trade could be placed near the year 2000 low at negative 40, and a stop could be placed above at 35. This trade could make $500 if your target is reached and risks $250 if you're stopped out of your level.